You see this? Yeah, this was hell. Dark Souls 3 consists of 43 achievements, with a large majority acquired from just completing the game. I like to call these achievements fun, enjoyable, dare I say easy to achieve, such as killing, I don't know, champion Gundyr, or obtaining the usurpation of Fire Ending. While on the other hand, we have Covenant achievements. You see these bad boys? Well, these are achievements that are locked behind some type of Covenant item. The fun part about this is you'll have to spend hours farming just to get one item to finish off the achievement. You'll need 30 sunlight medals, 30 proof of Concord caps, 30 vertebrate shackles, and 30 wolf blood swordgrass, as well as 10 human drags and pale tongues, just for 4 achievements. But with my complaining out of the way, let's get into the real meat of this run. Our journey begins in the Cemetery of Ash, the starting area of Dark Souls 3. I slaughtered the lizard to gain our first Titanite scale, an upgrade material that allows the player to upgrade a unique boss weapon, but most importantly, 1 out of 15 upgrade materials I'll need for a future achievement. Lighting the first bonfire, I gain our first achievement, Enkindled. This bonfire also rewards us with our very first gesture, Rest, as well as providing a great checkpoint before the first skill check of the game, Udex Gundyr.
3, 4. Parry. 1, 2. Riposte. Okay, and these shouldn't swap yet. Well, guess we're taking the riposte there. Alright, and now we should be able to bleed him. Beautiful. Beautiful fight.
With Udex Gundyr defeated, I earned the achievement Udex Gundyr and Embrace the Flame. Now, if you've never played Dark Souls 3, the Embrace the Flame achievement might slightly confuse you, so I'll put it in terms of Albert Einstein himself. Beat boss not Ember, you get free Ember. With the tutorial completed and 3 achievements to our name, we head up to Firelink. Firelink is the trading hub you would see in other games, such as a village in Minecraft. You steal from chests you have no business opening, as well as trading shiny materials for mediocre items. On a more serious note, I performed some parkour to pick up our very first Estus shard and then head to the high wall of Lothric. We actually pick up our very first Covenant in the high wall, rewarding us with the achievement Way of the Blue. So you might be wondering at this point, what even is a Covenant? I mean, I mentioned it back in the intro, and now I'm doing it once again. So a Covenant, in the nicest terms possible, is the stupidest thing in this game. You either have to invade to get some type of item, let's say a sunlight medal, or go through the grueling process of farming to get one offline. Then turn it into a shrine or NPC, which will reward you with a special spell, ring, or weapon depending on the quantity and tier of allegiance in that Covenant. Anyways, it's time for Vordt of the Boreal Valley.
Get some golden cheese on this bad boy. That damage is superb, bro. Beautiful. Here we go, another achievement. Soul the Boreal Valley Vordt. Defeat Vordt of the Boreal Valley.
The Undead Settlement, the home of our trusty parrying shield, but more importantly, 3 more achievements. The first one can be attained by simply dropping down this hole, picking up the shiny, and being awarded with the Warrior of Sunlight achievement. The second is a little more niche. First, we give some back shots to Grey Rat's brothers, head up ladder, and jump into a nice little cage, taking us under the Cursed Rotted Greatwoods arena, where talking to this NPC awards us with the Mound Maker achievement. For a final achievement of this area, we must take on the region boss. But hey, look at this sweet parkour first. Anyways, it's time for the ballsack man himself, the Cursed Rotted Greatwood.
Wait, can you kill all these guys for me? Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go. Beautiful. Cursed Rotted Greatwood. Defeat the Cursed Rotted Greatwood. Another achievement.
Now I begin my journey to the Road of Sacrifices, where I instantly pick up another Covenant achievement, Blue Sentinels. And also make sure to grab the Farron Coal and the Great Swamp Pyromancy Tome. If you haven't played Dark Souls 3, a coal is an item that can be traded to the blacksmith to unlock other infusions. In this case, heavy, sharp, and poison infusions. While a tome applies to each spell type, it allows you to buy a large majority of the required spells necessary for future achievements. This one specifically applies to pyromancies. Now for the Crystal Sage.
Beautiful. That's actually not bad damage. I uninstalled it after getting to Chained Ogre. Chained Ogre, I low-key got stopped at Chained Ogre for so long. Oh, I thought he was doing it. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, Crystal Sage down. Yeah, let me actually read this now. You uninstalled it after Chain Ogre.
With the Sage defeated, we gain the achievement Crystal Sage and access to a location named the Cathedral, the home of the Dicks of the Deep. But instead of facing that Huffle boss, I decided to head back to the Road of Sacrifices and down to Farron Keep. Here you need to put out 3 candles to continue down the main path. While putting out these 3 candles, I head up a ladder, speaking to a little puppy, and gaining the achievement Watchdogs of Farron. Shortly after, I gain access to our next boss and our first Lord of Cinder, the Abyss Watchers.
Okay, backup's coming. Oh no, he's getting ganked. Alright. It's a fair fight now. There we go. Alright. Why didn't he go in the air? There we go. Give me the free backstab right after. Doink! Beautiful. And there we go. Defeat the Abyss Watchers, Lord of Cinder. Another achievement acquired.
It's time for a plug! Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button so everyone can see this masterpiece of promise comes right back. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough, guys. Hit that up. Anyways, let's get back to the video. The Dancer of the Boreal Valley.
Oh yeah, that's decent damage. Oh, swing and a miss. Oh. Oh shit. Bye bye hitless. Heal up. Beautiful. That was a clean fight right there. Alright, defeat the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Achievement unlocked.
In Lothric Castle, I pick up 10 Titanite scales, and an additional one found in the Consumed King's garden, before taking on Consumed King Oceiros.
Yeah, 206, I can work with that. Oh my god. This fucking boss. God, I hate everything about him. Yeah. Yep. Bye-bye. Dude. Oh my Alright, there we go. God. That is one boss. Here you go. Oceiros is the Consumed King. Another achievement unlocked, boys.
Past the Consumed King, we can find an extremely important gesture named Path of the Dragon. This gesture allows us to access a secret area that houses 3 more achievements. In this little area, I can also pick up the remaining Titanite scales to get our weapon to +4 before taking on Champion Gundyr.
That's not horrible. I mean, it's not crazy damage. I'm fat rolling. That's probably not ideal. What a beautiful parry there. Right on the tip. Pause. Beautiful fight. I don't think it literally could have been any cleaner. And that's another achievement. Defeat Champion Gundyr.
With Champion Gundyr defeated, I can pick up the Coiled Sword and the Firekeeper Eyes. Traveling back to present-day Firelink, I can take the Coiled Sword to Pumperum, allowing me to trade it for a Titanite Scale, which I use to reinforce our weapon to +5, gaining the achievement Supreme Weapon Reinforcement. And now, I will finally head to the Cathedral of the Deep. I make sure to pick up the Deep Grail Divine Tome before heading into the Digs of the Deep boss fight.
This should do amazing damage against these guys. Yeah. One shots everything. That is beautiful. Okay, one more should spawn. Come on, I just healed. One more hit shall do it. Didn't even use the Hornet Ring. Alright. Another achievement unlocked. Defeat the Deacons of the Deep. Beautiful.
Let's get straight into the next one.
Bracelet. How does that not break? Oh, let's grab this. Wow, he's like actually... He was mad tanking us. Ah! That's 2. There you go. 3. Alright. Beautiful. Easy fight. And defeat High Lord Walnir. Achievement acquired.
Heading down into the Smoldering Lake, I watch the tentacle monster get railed and head into the old Demon King's boss
Alright,
fight.
let's run it. Beautiful damage. Yeah, it's gonna be quick. He's just stepped on me. What is that? He keeps stepping on me. This isn't fair. Oh, brother. He just bust a fat nut. There we go. Alright, defeat the old Demon King. Another achievement down.
Into Irithyll we go, saying hello to a familiar chest before taking on Pontiff Sullivan.
Pontiff Sullivan.
In Upper and Lower Anor Londo, we can pick up 3 additional achievements. The first can be found behind an illusionary wall, killing 2 puppies, and joining the Aldrich Faithful Covenant for the Aldrich Faithful achievement. The second can be found behind an invisible bridge, talking to the NPC, and joining the Dark Moon Covenant for the Blade of the Dark Moon achievement. And the third can be obtained after defeating Aldrich. With Aldrich defeated, I go on a spending spree, buying every miracle, pyromancy, and sorcery I can at this point in the game, and start Leonhard's questline. For one of the most random miracles in the playthrough, Bountiful Sunlight. The first step is heading to the High Wall of Lothric, heading down the elevator, and taking out a Dark Wraith. Then I head to Rosaria's bedchamber, joining the Rosaria's Finger Covenant, and offer a Pale Tongue, causing Leonhard to teleport into the chamber. But for now, I head into Irithyll Dungeon, taking out the shortcut to Archdragon Peak, as well as saving Carla before taking on Yorm the Giant at the roots of the profane capital. After Big Boy Yorm, I went back to Lothric to take on the old Dragon Slayer armor. Defeating the old Dragon Slayer armor grants us access to the Grand Archives, where I can pick up a Chaos Gem and Power Within. At this point, I had collected every single infusion required along with the coals, so I head back to Andre to gain the achievement Master of Infusions. Backtracking to Rosaria, I can grab the Black Eye Orb, using it in Guinevere's room, allowing us to invade Leonhard. And once defeated, he awards us with the Rosaria Soul that I finally traded for Bountiful Sunlight. After completing that side quest, I head back to the Archives to grab the final Undead Bone Shard and Estus Shard for the achievement Ultimate Estus and Ultimate Bonfire, and then take on the Twin Princes. At this point, it was time to do some cleanup for the first run through. I head back to Irithyll Dungeon, taking a quick nap and arriving in Archdragon Peak to take on this stupid fucking dumb ass bitch ass boss. In this area, I also grab this super secret miracle Great Magic Barrier and take on Nameless King. With every base game boss down, I go back to Firelink where I present the head of each Lord of Cinder, followed by me getting on my knees for the Firekeeper. Sadly, I wake up from this dream and I'm in the Kiln of the First Flame, where I can finally take on the final boss of DS3, the Lord of Cinder. Oh, and I head into the DLC, clap with the Twin Princes, and grab the Gold Serpent Ring +3 for farming. Now, you know all those bosses I just defeated? Well, I did all of that again, and I really hope we don't have to do this again after farming for 12 hours. As well as getting the most random final gesture and most annoying proper bow. Finally, I fold up the Lord of Cinder once again, but this time I linked the first flame and gained a Dark Souls 3 secret ending, the Usurpation of Flame ending, that is rewarded at the end of Honore's questline. Now for the moment all of you have been waiting for, Covenant farming. In total, I spent around 15 hours farming with a maxed out luck build. Trading the 10 human dregs gave me Great Deep Soul, the final sorcery for the achievement Master of Sorceries. Then trading 30 Proof of Conquer Kebs, I get the final ring and miracle for the achievements Master of Miracles and Master of Rings. Now the winner of Worst Covenant to farm goes to the Mound Makers, where I trade 30 Vertebrae Shackles for Warmth, gaining the achievement Master of Pyromancies. Now for the last 2 remaining achievements. I take out the Lord of Cinder for the 3rd and final time, gaining the achievement to link the first flame, which also rewards me with the final achievement in Dark Souls 3, the Dark Soul. Shit, I forgot Chameleon. Shit, I forgot Chameleon. Shit, I forgot Chameleon, bro. Shit, I forgot Chameleon. One of those have to be good.